Week 18 was a bye of sorts for the Kansas City Chiefs, but they still managed to pull out a 13-12 victory over the Los Angeles Chargers, and they did it behind a little bit more of a youth movement on the Kansas City defense. We're going to get into some of those players, how they might be able to impact this team going forward, and the flashes they showed against those same Chargers. Welcome into the RGR Football Channel. My name is Daniel Harms, Senior Film Analyst here, and if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that sub button and then join me for this film review and allow me to earn a like from you. Let's jump into the tape. What I love most about getting to see young players is that they all do something a little bit differently. And I loved to get to see, especially some of the pass rushers, go against starters for the Chargers offensive line. Now, Malik Herring's been doing this a little while, but what I liked is that we got to see a little bit of a different view from the Chiefs defensive line with Chris Jones finally getting his $1.5 million sack incentive. Congratulations, big man. They moved Malik Herring into that 3-tech position, but you also have FAU, Felix anudike-uzomah out there on the edge with BJ Thompson, one of their 5th-round flyers that they took. Speed, athleticism, and he really bulked up this offseason in a real NFL, weight room. So watch Malik Herring right here as he's going to do a little bit of a getting to the inside, swiping, push, pull, whatever you want to call it, back to the outside, getting the sack. And Felix also kind of pushing that tackle into the pocket as well. He's not going to get our pressure for it, but you get to see a little bit of physicality. So again, what I liked about getting to see this is that we have both Felix and Malik Herring on the right-hand side of the offensive line. You're going to have him come downhill straight, but you get a little bit of an inside and then back to the inside, and then back to the outside kind of pass rush from Malik Herring. So he's going to come to the outside, use those hands, get back to the inside, kind of swim over through, and then he's going to pull that guard in through with him and kind of almost swim over, but swipe through, get his hands through, and close for the sack. And then you have Felix anudike-uzomah come around through the chip from the tight end and then push that tackle into the backfield. Helps just a little bit there. On the opposite end, obviously, BJ Thompson doesn't do much on this play, but we're going to look at multiple players for this Chiefs youth movement, and we're going to get back to this 3-headed monster that the Chiefs put out there at the end of the game a little bit later. And Malik Herring, like I was talking about, has experience. He's played with the Chiefs for a while. You're going to see him, again, on the more of a inside shoulder 3-tech position of that guard right here. And this is against the run. And watch how quickly he's able to identify where the ball is. It's a really quick 1-2 with a block down from the center. And what I like about this is that they are pulling that guard. So you have a block down from the center here, which makes things a little bit more difficult typically for your defensive lineman. So he's blocking down, and the Chiefs, they're trying to open up like this hole right here. And when you're able to, again, get through the block and then come back around to the inside, identifying where this is, eyes quickly comes back around. Nice job there from Cam Jones as well, identifying downhill blitzes, identifying that the running back's trying to get downhill. This is, Austin Eckler. It's not your everyday back. He cuts that back up inside. Tershawn Wharton's there. Malik Herring, Cam Jones. Wharton and Herring have been around for a little while, but they're still relatively younger players in an offense that is, in a defense that has a lot of young players. Look at, Deion Bush right here is the oldest guy on this in this 6-man box right here. He's the oldest one of them. You've got 1, 2, 3 rookies and a couple of veterans in the room in Malik Herring and Tershawn Wharton. And I think this is a position that we're going to see Malik Herring play a lot more next season. I think that this was a fantastic opportunity to get him in comfortable. Look at the extension. Look at that extension he uses, identifying where that run's coming from, finds the ball, and then gets back to the inside here. Really good pop, extension, drive, arms through, like everything you could have wanted on that play from Malik Herring. It's fantastic. And then we're going to get a little bit of Cam Jones talk here. Everyone was tweeting about Cam Jones, the linebacker out of Indiana. He was flying all over the field for the Kansas City Chiefs defense in this game. And here we got him mugged up a little bit. The Chiefs show blitz, and they're going to bring one of them and kind of both of them. I mean, they do kind of bring Jack Cochran. He just doesn't really show you much of what he's doing. But this was a really fantastic play design from the Chiefs to get one-on-ones. But look behind here. There's nobody open. Like, the Chargers are just going to motion Palmer from that slot position all the way down, and then, or excuse me, halfway down, and then back out. And then this is how they want to attack. They're going to clear out here. Palmer's going to run a little bit of this inside, up, and then out route. On the outside here, you're going to have a deeper curl route. And then on the left-hand side, we've got another curl route from the tight end here. You've got Austin Eckler as a pass protection back. So ideally, I think the Chargers want to attack this area of the defense right here. They want this clear out route to clear some of that defense out and then attack either the out route or the curl route behind that. And watch Nick Jones here, another rookie for the Chiefs, playing in the slot right there. This is where he's going to carry that wide receiver up the field. But they funny enough, they dropped Charles Omenihu into a zone. Again, when you're blitzing, you like to drop some guys on the opposite side into throwing lanes. So we've got eyes down here, Josh Williams, locked up. We've got locked up. We've got locked up. There's throwing lanes. There's nowhere for Easton Stick to go with the football. And Cam Jones is demolishing Austin Eckler in pass protection, who's a very good pass protection back. By the way, Chris Jones absolutely was playing the game like he missed a game check in week 1. But this is what I loved about Cam Jones. Does not care. He's got no fear, and he really understands the game. So he's free rusher. They're, again, he's coming downhill. Jack Cochran kind of fakes like he's going downhill, and then he actually comes down. But what the Chargers are doing is they want to isolate Austin Eckler on the linebacker. You're going to block him. You're going to block him. I'm going to get him, and then here. So they create a free rusher on the quarterback, essentially, because it's one rusher, Cam Jones, on Austin Eckler. They did a really good job of actually solidifying this and cleaning it up and picking it up and everything like that. Really good job from the Chargers offensive line. But Cam Jones, man, fighting through there, just a dog. And obviously Chris Jones getting off of that block at the end there because Cam Jones pushed Easton Stick out of the pocket. Look at him get down, extend, and then once he realizes that Austin Eckler is kind of wrapped up around him, he starts throwing his hands up and saying, look, you're not throwing the football here. Chases him out of the pocket. Really, 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 really great job. Absolutely fantastic. So Cam Jones here once again is going to show up like he's blitzing. Chargers are running duo. For those who don't know, duo is basically how many double teams can you get along your offensive line, along the defensive line. Look at him. He doesn't just quickly trigger downhill either. He's not just getting downhill immediately, and I'm going to show you why. This is a really nice job from Cam Jones because he understands that right here as he's mugged up a little bit, Easton Stick's like trying to make sure, okay, so when they're killing, when he gives the kill, they have options. And basically, they're like, we see a little bit of pressure. We're not going to use one play or use one part of the play that was called. We're going to do this specific one and try and call duo to get to the linebacker who's showing a little bit of blitz here. So we have from the Chargers, they're going to try to block up this in a specific way. So you've got the center coming out here. You've got double team here. You've got a double team on Chris Jones, kind of. But this guard right here, this right guard, also has eyes. I did it again. I always do this. Keep it blue. So you've got double team. I should know that because the Chargers are blue, right? You've got a double team here, a double team here. But he's got eyes on Cam Jones because his job is to double team Chris Jones and then get to the second level. And then you've got a double team. Where is it? It's out here on the very end. Right here on Leo Chenal. And then you've got man here on Felix and block out on Malik Herring. And again, duo is always double team to the second level. How can you get to the second level? But as many double teams as you can. That vertical push from an offensive line is huge as well. So he plays this perfectly because he doesn't give away that he's coming down. If he would have came down immediately, so let's just say that Cam Jones comes downhill and he just attacks this A gap. This guard right here is not going to double team. He's going to take Jones and he's going to push him out. And what that does, it'll create an easier rush lane for Austin Ekeler this way. All right, it creates all that easier. So he's patient. He waits this out, knowing that guard. Look, he's got eyes. He's looking at him. He's like, I see you. I see you here. I see it. But instead, again, he waits. Boom. Now we've got shoulders turn. We got shoulders turn. We got guys going this way. I have a huge pass rush, or excuse me, rush lane here, and I'm taking it. And then you also get a fill from Deion Bush. A really great job of him realizing this is duo and coming downhill, getting up underneath the block of that wide receiver as well to finish the play. Fantastic job from Cam Jones. Really executing at a high level, seeing the offense, seeing the play come to fruition, and then executing, getting downhill. Extremely great job. This is a really fun play, actually, from the Chargers. They have that orbit motion, kind of jet sweep around the opposite way. They run quarterback counter off of this, and it goes nowhere. Felix anudike-uzomah does a nice job following the pullers. Here. So you've got a lot of misdirection. You've got, like I said, Quentin Johnston's going to orbit motion around. They're going to pull both guard and tackle. Lead around. You guys go around here. And then, guys, watch Cam Jones again. This guy, like, it's not just was he everywhere. He's tough. He's physical. He knows what he's doing. And then, again, when you got pullers, typically, as I was always taught when I was playing football in high school, pullers will lead you to the play. Now, that's not always true now because teams will run it the opposite direction of pullers. But typically, you've got some help on the backside, and those pullers will usually lead you to the ball. So Felix, fantastic job here. But again, this is play action as well. Not really play action, but it makes it look like Austin Ekeler could get this ball going this way. But again, they're coming back this way with the quarterback counter. Follow the blockers. He realizes that Ekeler doesn't have the football, and he gets through the block. But look, Cam Jones, again, walls up two blockers. Just two blockers. He takes them on, and he puts them in the ground. Like, he gets underneath the guard, and that puts Rashawn Slater here in the ground as well. It holds everything up. Get underneath. Really nice job. Again, look at the will. He's small, but he's got a really nice baseline here. It's straight, and he puts his shoulder into that guard, attacks into the chest, and we've got Felix coming down the line. Jack Cochran filling here. Like, this is a really good executed and a fun play from the Chargers offense that's just destroyed by what the Chiefs' young players do on this play. Pursuit from the backside. Use that speed. Cam Jones getting down, putting a shoulder into a guard, and then blowing it up, allowing, Felix's speed to get downhill. Speaking of, Felix's speed here, I'm interested to see what happens with his get off going forward. Personally, think that he's thinking a little bit too much in the play, but right here, this is just an example of what he can do. He's a speed to power guy. I think he's bulked up a little bit from his time in college, but his get off was one of the huge advantages that he had, is that he can accelerate and attack that edge. When you can attack the edge, attack the arc, you force tackles to have to, get back a little bit further, which opens up that B gap, that inside counter move, right? So Felix right here is going to really do a nice job of using his power, okay? So he doesn't build up a ton of speed, but here's the angle that he uses. We have power through the feet, power through the ankles, the knees, and it drives, putting his shoulder into the tackle. Because Rashawn Slater does have shorter arms, you have a bit of an advantage of getting into his chest a little bit more. He's technically savvy, very, very good tackle. It's one of the reasons I wanted to see him in this Felix in this game, to see how he could do. And again, he didn't do a ton against Rashawn Slater and in general, but this is a really nice example of using some of that speed through the arc and extension. He's got really long arms too, really long frame that he can fill out, continue to get better, consistently more in that get off. He's going to be a dangerous outside rusher with some inside counters. But this right here, this speed to power, almost getting a hand on that football. It's a nice job, and it shows you that there are some tools there. And again, there were some moments that he had really good get off. He was better in the run game than he had been at Kansas State, in my opinion. So there were some flashes there, even better than he was earlier in the season. Some flashes, speed to power, extension, being able to use all those in his toolbox. I think that he'll get better with another offseason in Kansas City. He's got an idea of what he wants to do now. And then we get to focus a little bit on BJ Thompson, right? BJ Thompson, this was an unknown, really long, lanky speed rusher coming out, and they didn't really know what to do with him. I think it was Sam Houston State that he played at, if I'm not mistaken. You guys in the comment section can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure. And the thing that I was interested is, how is he going to adapt to the speed of the game in the NFL? These are his first snaps. These are his first snaps in the NFL. He recognizes the screen here. He recognizes this, and then he kind of falls a little bit, but we see Cam Jones cleaning that up too. It's a nice job. So initially, hands on the tackle. All right, I got hands here. Eyes are in the backfield. So he's looking at the football. Where's that going? Ball gets not handed off, so he stops. One, I think he, out of his peripheral vision, saw these guys trying to get in front of him, try to leak out in front of him. And he was like, all right, I know where this is going, and I'm going to stop it. Kind of trips a little bit right there, falling, trying to get back to him. I think he's still learning how to move in his heavier frame, but he has bulked up considerably since he was at college and through the draft process. But really nice play recognition here. And once again, you guys are going to see Cam Jones. This is a guy I'm excited about going forward, is that he can really be, he can play all three spots in the linebacker, in the secondary, in the second level. So really, again, following Austin Ekeler, coming down, getting underneath the block, coming down to help finish this playoff after BJ Thompson gets in the backfield and makes it happen. This was something that I wasn't sure we'd get to see from BJ Thompson, is because, he's predominantly a speed guy. How is he going to do against strong NFL caliber tackles and tight ends? Because let's face it, tight ends and teams will always try to block defenses with tight ends, and this typically goes the way you'd expect them to. Pop in the hands. Boom. Woo, boy, look at the coil. Oh my goodness gracious. This is what I love to see. Look at the extension after he coils up, all right? So this is what I call a coiling up. He's going to coil like a spring does, and boom, just explodes through that tight end and then closes on the running back for the tackle. Oh my goodness gracious, guys. This kind of play makes me excited. This kind of stuff gets me going. And I love that kind of uber physicality that he brings. I know that he doesn't get the legitimate tackle there, but I could watch this play over and over and over again. Leo Chenal coming in big, another physical player, just trying to find the football there, pushing the other tight end into the backfield. And oh man, that gets me excited. That gets me excited about what he's going to be. The defensive end repertoire the Chiefs have, the cupboard that they have right now, it's stocked full of players with legitimate size, athleticism, speed, and power. And then look at this. Look at this beautiful front five that they've got. Obviously, Jack Cochran by himself. I don't think he played poorly in this game, but BJ Thompson on the outside. You rush a little bit wider. Felix, anudike-uzomah, you play nose tackle. Tershawn Wharton, go back to your days and play a little bit of defensive end. And we're going to have Malik Herring be a floater. Man, I'll tell you what, this is exciting, guys. I wanted to end with this one because this is exciting to watch. This type of play. You're going to see Felix take the center into the backfield. Just keep trying to get back there. He gets walled off a little bit, and then he doesn't come back around. I think he'd like to get to his spin counter a little bit faster there, because he does have a spin counter. But again, we're going to watch Tershawn Wharton here off the edge. Play a little bit of, ooh boy, he got his hands on the chest and kind of almost got a sack there. And then you got Malik Herring as a floater. All right, stop. And wait for it. Close, get a hand on it. And then we'll go back to BJ Thompson. I'm just going to kind of walk through each guy. He gets stuck in his spin move. I would have loved to see BJ Thompson really attack the arc here. Really make Rashawn Slater have to get back into his stance a little bit more before we saw the spin move come out. See, he didn't really commit to it. He stopped, and Slater saw it the whole way. But there's tools there. There's some stuff here. There's a lot to like from these young players that, again, are growing. They're getting better, and I do think that this is a really fun group that has veteran leadership in it going forward as well. So I loved what I saw. I'm going to watch that BJ Thompson coil and pop clip for a long time. Probably going to post that on Twitter too, just to show you guys what it's all about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this film breakdown of the youth movement that's continuing to happen in Kansas City on the defensive side of the ball. We're going to see a whole lot of youth movement on the offensive side after this season, but it's not over, y'all. Miami Dolphins, Saturday night, Chiefs at Arrowhead in a cold weather game. I'm excited for it. Ryan and I are going to have everything you guys need to know about the preview for this game on Friday. Is Isaiah Pacheco going to go off? Who's going to be the wide receiver that they trust? Is Patrick Mahomes and the offense going to get back on track? Not so many mistakes and getting in the ball down the field in the wrong areas. We'll have it all for you guys on Friday. Check it out for the game plan, the preview for it. And then please, if you guys are new, once again, hit that sub button to the channel. And I hope I was able to earn a like from you from this film review. You guys have yourselves a fantastic rest